The young couple, Bob and Eva Pratte. About 1948, the night that my dad asked my mother to marry her. As you can see, 20 years of age, very young woman, he was 22. You know, these are the pictures that are frozen in time that we think about as we get older, and our facial structure begins to take after either our mother or father, and we're very proud of it. But life has a way of, well, changing you, hardening you, and showing that, well, reality isn't always necessarily that, but more about hard work and raising your children. But the significant thing about being a boy, and the only boy in a family, is that deep love that a mother has for her son. Listen, I'm here at the Pratte gym doing a little scoreboard work and some Steelers news that is breaking that we'll have for you in just a little bit. But I wanted to take time to talk about my good friend Chuck Betters Jr. His mom, a New Brighton native, Betty Liggett, is in failing health right now, and she is fighting very hard. And I have been communicating with Chuck on and off over the last couple of days. And I would be remiss if I didn't take time to just talk about this woman who I've never met, but I look at her son as a rock. He is an incredible businessman, but also what I admire the most about him, and really did from day one, was his parenting skills. And you got to believe a lot of that comes from his mother. You know, we look at our mothers as just that, our mothers, and we kind of forget that they too at one time were young and had dreams of maybe accomplishing a lot more in the end than they really did, and mostly because they sacrificed being good parents to us, loving us and nurturing us. You know, I've often said, no one will ever love you like your mom. And I remember when my mom died in 2005, it was really tough for me, because my mother was always someone who could make it right, no matter how desperate the situation seemed to be at the time. And I have had my share. She always would show up, and with a wave of that motherly magical wand, it would be okay again. It's like when you fall when you're a kid and you scrape your knee. There was something about your mom and that loving touch that just made it all right. And just because you're a man and a parent doesn't, well, take away the pain that you go through when you see your mother struggling. You would do anything to make her better, or to help her, or to get her back on her feet. And think about how unselfish mothers are. It's always, what can I do for you? How was your day today? Let me take a little time and see what I can do to help you. So just know this, we men appreciate our mothers, and the, well, women that give us our beautiful children. I would like to say, in my opinion, and I know Chuck feels the same way more than you'll ever know, because that's the gift of life. And men can say what they want, but without women in the world, it would be a very sad and lonely place. They are the strongest member of the species. I will take that to my grave. I've seen it firsthand, because I have been surrounded by some amazing women in my life, including my own sisters, who are wonderful mothers in their own right. But one thing that those 5 sisters had in common was that I was very spoiled, the king, if you will, growing up. Why? Because of my mother's love. I've often told the mothers of my boys that you'll see, the older they get, the more connected and the more you will want to do for them, because that's, well, that's the way of the world when it comes to a mother and her baby boy. And know this, Chuck Jr., that your mother may be struggling right now, but at all times she's trying to make it easy on you too, because that's what mothers do. But you can also know this, because I've seen this story from afar. She couldn't be more proud of what you have done in your life, especially being the great father that you are. So, to a fellow New Brighton native, Betty Liggett, my thoughts and prayers, and shoulder to shoulder, I'm here. But I just want you to know, your time here with us, every second has meant a lot, because I have seen what you created in that son of yours, so I have the utmost respect for him and that family name. So ladies and gentlemen, if you can, before you go to bed tonight, maybe drop to your knees and say a little prayer for my friend Chuck Betters Jr. and his mom, Betty Liggett. She could use some prayers, but we all can from time to time. But just remember, don't mistake that for weakness, because when it comes to mothers, they are truly the strongest human beings on the planet. We'll be back in a little bit talking some college football and Steelers football. Stay with us. Good afternoon.